$5 Big Breakfast Deal is back at Wawa for a limited time. Get any Sizzly, any size hot or iced coffee, and a crispy hash brown, all for just $5. The $5 Big Breakfast Deal is back. Gotta have a Wawa.
What up, Bonds? Oh, shoot. What? This is acting all kinds of funny. But hopefully it's not too bad. All right, we have car on the track here. Click, track. Hold up, fair head track. I'm not going to have a head drag. Simple. Cars on track to 4. That is out of the track. Getting ready to practice. Here, Coleman. 6 in the second. And this is going to kick off from here. And run, raise and lead. Got qualifying and got qualifying and dual racing on later in the week. Nook out ahead practice. What we're really worried about is not you know who's ahead and all that stuff. Just how they race, block, and most important, those lap times. Who's going to be out there and put down those flyer laps. That'll show us a little more about who's manipulating the way they need to. Right now. We can go to forward fast on the board. That would be, I believe, black. Yes. Black top of the board. 43.546. He is the fastest man in Daytona. You can see. Out in front of this thing, still got help, Connor, and that's a close alliance. Not even driving make a car, but those guys are very tight outside the race track. So I'd expect them to be putting buddies out in Daytona. Tom and Lefty, not a acquaintance I'm familiar with. But Tom was very inactive last season. Didn't race a lot. Oh, we got a crash down. Caution is out. I believe. I don't know. I thought he turned the light. Whatever. Yeah. The caution is out. Lefty upside down on the front stretch. And the timer, of course, stop. Look into the wall. TNT around turn 4, and they crash in the pit road. There'll be a more permanent solution to this whole restream thing, but now you just gotta listen to my mighty be awful. Caution is out, lefty side down on the front straightaway. And there'll be plenty of that, especially in that Daytona 500. Talking about super speedway racing in this league. Plenty of storylines related to super speedways to talk about namely over the off-season since the last time that we've been present. 34 disqualified from the Daytona 500 to win the Chris due to count sharing in the duels with 34 Duncan, which is highly illegal. And it warrants suspension and of course disqualifying of that result. Chris found out after an entire season's worth of racing that he was the winner of the Daytona 500. And the last time we raced here in BRL, the man that was upside down a moment ago, Lefty, that was your winner. Little contact looking Connor into the wall up the front. And as well, the 0-3. I believe a new addition to our cast here. We had a crash around into the 22 and hard near the wall goes Jaden. A sizable hit 22 and will stay green at Daytona here in practice. Connor still leading the pack. He's been very conservative in this session. Out in front of this thing. And really, like I said, it doesn't really matter about being out in front or not. But getting the time, knowing the track, knowing when the move made. I feel like this is a well-managed practice session by Connor, where some guys weren't really doing all that great, just not really managing the way they want to make their move. How do they set it up? That's what you need to be learning. Everybody knows how to race Daytona. Everybody knows the lines and all that are going to qualify fast. These guys all race at NWRT Daytona for a year or more. Most guys. And we have contact Nook and the 0-3. Gage is well in the fifth. And Brunswick Stream very laggy. Nook now being able to get that help. Now being able to pull back ahead of lefty, pull back ahead of the cars, and Tom as well. 17 seconds left. Will they make it back? Will they make it back? Will this one more lap, or will this Daytona 500 practice? The Daytona 500 practice. Here they come. Will they make it? Will they make it? Better be close. They did. Last lap of the practice session. For all drivers. And watch, somebody will try and run this like a race and see if they can get to
now singing chat 2 laps left.
So they'll treat us like a race now. These guys a competition, so they're gonna try and turn this into who wins practice. Coming back. The final lap of practice. And what this essentially becomes is the Daytona endurance race. Connor gets turned. Into the infield. Goes Connor and the 0-3. Nook out in front. And I'm just going to treat this like a race. I think that's what they're doing. He's trying to race. Look out in front of Jaden. Gonna go to the outside. Here comes help from the 60. Nook trying to get linked up. Now that he's gone by. Will there be a move made? Whoa, they get loose. Here comes Nook. Jaden and Nook crashing into the 24. Back to the line in front. In the end of practice. And hard crashes all around. Topping the chart here in practice. That will be Lefty. In 48. The defending winner here at the Daytona International Speedway. 43.496. That was set by Lefty. Good session by him. That is Quack. Not a big racer here. He doesn't race very often. I wouldn't even be surprised if he skipped out in the 500. But he plays a pivotal role in the officiating and organization side of this whole thing. So, I don't want to discredit anything that Quack has been doing. You can kind of check recent lap times. What a hit for Gage right into that wall. Go back, look at who comes the third fastest lap. I don't recognize the name. I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm going to have to get Brunswick to brief me
on some of this after the race. There's some of these guys I've literally never seen race because they don't race very much. Then you've got Tom. Connor goes to the P5. Jaden P6. In P7. Nook in P7. P8 is Bobby Bean or whatever he called at this point. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm going to get a brief on all this after the stream. Gage behind him, and then behind him, and then playing all the way with the slowest fastest lap, I suppose you could say, with a 44.0, only driver not to crack a sub 44 second lap, here at Daytona. But gotta say, that's a defending lefty, Daytona champion here in this league. Edging out NASCAR God, the likes of them in that last race we had here. And the defending Xfinity winner. Believe he won both races here last season. That was Nook. I'm not sure if he won. I'm not sure. But I do know that he won at least once here last season. I think Lefty's going to be a guy you got to watch. Finally capture the Daytona 500. But this is a very wide open race. Takes a lot of racing IQ to win it. You know, there's a lot more to it than just racing IQ. You got to have the luck. You got to have the luck. You got to have the fuel strap. You never know what might be going on. You can't make enemies. You know, I know guys like Connor. In the last Xfinity race we had, he lost that race to Nook. Just by making an enemy in Chris. Chris pushed Nook past Connor to the win, instead of trying to push Connor and winning the race himself. So it takes a lot, you know. You want to make friends. But you don't want to be too conservative. You want to run up front. You don't want to run up front for too long. Fuel saving. I'm not sure how much that'll actually play. We have a lot of cautions here in Daytona. You know, I don't know how Brunswick's going to run. This. And another thing is very much going to play a role. Availability. And that's a term you don't hear. Ever. It's a good thing we're not professional. But availability. And what I mean by that, you've got to be able to show up. In the duels, or you'll never have a shot at winning it. You'll never get in to the 500. You know, in professional racing, that's these guys' job. They can't miss the race. You know, but not everybody in these leagues are going to be told. They're not going to be told. They're not going to be told. We can run so you can run this league race. I mean, why do you think I'm not available? Why do you think I'm not available? I can't beat the Cavs. I can't beat this every league race. I'm not available at that. I'm not available at that much. If I wanted to qualify for the Daytona 500, it would be tough because I'd have to be available all those days. I'm going to try to be here as much as I can. Hopefully at least for the 500 itself. But you know, I don't know exactly schedule. I know exactly the schedule. I want to say tomorrow is pole qualifying. Maybe Wednesday. Maybe Wednesday. I can't check right now because I do close my tab out on here, and then I won't be able to keep talking. But Brunswick. Whenever just put it in Roblox chat and I'll wrap it up. And yes, you can hear my controller clicking because I'm on console and so. But yeah, being available. A key piece here. Will okay. My background is conveying way too much noise. Is there a way I can turn my mic down? Because hold up. I'm trying to. Yeah, I think. I'm not trying to have people listening in conversations happening outside of what I'm saying. I'm gonna stream now.